my teaching, O my people. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will declare the mysteries of ancient times. That which we have heard and known, and what our forebears have told us, we will not hide from our children. We will recount to generations to come the praiseworthy deeds and the power of the Lord and the works that God has done. He gave his decrees to Jacob and established a law for which he commanded them to teach their children, that the generations to come might know, and the children yet unborn, that they in turn might tell their children, so that they might put their trust in God and not forget the deeds of God, but keep God's commandments. As I mentioned to our Master of Ceremonies, it was my privilege as a child growing up in a town just a little bit bigger than this, that had its own regiment, on every November the 11th to proceed with my father to the cenotaph. And there in freezing weather with itchy socks and short pants, to watch, to listen and observe. He, like many here, did not tell the stories of the things he had seen, but trusted that somehow, by my being present there at the cenotaph, I might learn. I might, by seeing and by listening, grow in my understanding of what had been done by so many. We are being reminded these days more and more, and are more focused on the importance of remembering, because of the work of our armed forces in places of conflict even now. The reason I chose this psalm was it reminds us that we're required to tell the story, not only of our faith, but the story of our living, to share with the youngers than us about the valor, the courage, and the commitment of those who have served and continue to serve. It is important that we remember, but as important that we continue to tell the story as we remember. As I sat last night and turned to the History Channel and watched the stories of countless men and women who were involved in World War II. And as I looked at the images that are seared, I'm sure, into the memories of many here, I heard one phrase that stood out for me. And it was the voice of, I'm not sure who, in the voiceover, the pictures that said, "We're not the heroes. We're simply the survivors. They're the heroes." And the camera then turned and panned across the countless headstones that are there. And as I looked, and as I remembered, I gave thanks for the many people I had known. Mr. Smith, who stood at the cenotaph with that black glove on because he had an artificial arm, having lost his arm in the war. And Mr. LeBrick, who limped a little because he had lost his leg in the war. And I remember all those countless images of men and women who are not necessarily physically wounded, but like the men and women coming back from Afghanistan even now, carry with them in their emotional and spiritual body the wounds of war. And I pray that we will remember them.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
O God, our help,
start for that little kid. Where he went, but at that age, he's doing this.
Yeah, when I was growing up, not so much now. Not so much now.
Five paces forward, slow, on. Out to the left, in single file, left, turn.
What happened to
the Irish?
Oh, he was with, he had an obligation to mom with the military.
the first time he made it?